Right then, guys and girls and those made of stardust, keeping everything PC these days. Welcome to a fantastic blast from the past. Okay, so tonight, or today, whenever you're watching it, we are going to be doing the Idol of Gork campaign for 6th edition. So it was, I think, 5th edition it was made for. So we've had to skew a little bit with regards to some of the magic items. So some of the magic items that we'll be using in the scenario, because they are living legends or named characters, we're going to keep those. The rules fundamentally are exactly the same anyway. But some of the items aren't necessarily available. So we're just going to run with that. Also, because my Empire army is still in the state of midnight shade, i.e. primed, Sam is going to use my dwarves. So fortunately, when these campaign packs came out, at the back of the book they had the options to use alternative armies. So in the Idol of Gork you had dark elves and dwarves and might have been lizard men, I can't remember. But basically you had the opportunity, if you didn't quite have the army that went with the scenario pack, you could actually change it out. So that's what we've done. Alright, so basically it's going to be the Idol of Gork, slightly changed around as regards the forces. However, the scenario still remains the same. So this is a series of battles, which is going to be 4 battles. Hopefully we'll get the first 3 out fairly quickly, and then the larger finale, which all of these scenarios lead up to, will be hopefully out before Christmas for you. Okay, right then, so the background. So this is the Idol of Gork. The first mission is called the Snatch. Okay, and basically the background is that Dwarf Adventurers, led by this guy here, Rugg Redbeard. All right, you like that? Yeah. Okay. They've marched into the Border Princes region from the World Mountains. They defeated the local Orc tribe, the Iron Claws, in a pitched battle, and basically blasted their stronghold with artillery. The Orcs retreated, at least for the time being, leaving the Dwarves in possession of their tribal lands. The Dwarves soon begin hewing the crude Orc masonry, including sacred idols of Gork and Mork, into a fine Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah. All right, look nice.
Yeah, exactly. The Iron Claws, under their defiant warlord, me, Grotfang, apparently, decide to recapture their lost lands and restore the sacred Orc idols. So, scenario 1, the Snatch. What's going to happen? Grotfang has sent his sort of goblin force, if you like, out to try and basically take back the idols and search for a magical item. Now, the shaman, which is a night goblin shaman called Odgit, is aware of a crown of great importance hidden under one of the idols. Alright, so it's the crown of Gork, and he needs to basically try and get that. The benefit to the Orc and Goblin army is that if they do succeed in this mission and manage to get the crown, in the final battle they will not have any animosity to test for. So that's we're talking there 2,750 to 3,250, depending on how the other scenarios go, of Orcs and Goblins with no animosity. All right. So vitally important we get that. From the Dwarf perspective, they don't necessarily know what it is the Goblins are after. However, he's read the scenario, so they do. And their job is to basically try and kill Odgit, or make him flee off the battlefield without the crown. If they do that, I'll have to deal with animosity in the last game. Okay, so we're playing for 5 turns. It's night time, because that's when night goblins come out to play.
Yeah. All
right. We have a force led by a Thane, so basically a dwarf champion. There's 20 iron breakers, effectively 40 warriors split into 2 regiments. He's got 10 crossbowmen. They are crossbowmen. When you see them on camera, they've got bows, but crossbowmen. Well, very powerful bows.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's got another unit of 10 warriors as well. The Night Goblins, 2 blocks of 40 Night Goblins, possibly with some Fanatics in there.
Who knows?
Who knows? 20 Goblin Archers with short bows, 8 Goblin Wolf Riders, and 2 Goblin Chariots. Also within there we have 2 big bosses, or goblin bosses. One, I'm trying to remember now, has the Sword of Battle, and the other one has some kind of magical armour. 6-up save and a 6-up ward save, I think. I think that's what it is. Can't think what it is on the top of my head, but the army list is going to be printed on the video, so you'll be able to see that. And then I have Odgit himself, who is a shaman with magic mushrooms. Now the magic mushrooms in this edition, if he has any fanatics in his unit that he is attached to, he can feed the magic mushrooms to the fanatics, and instead of doing D6 hits, auto hits, they do 2D6 auto hits each.
It's going to be fun.
So
that's if he has fanatics.
If he has fanatics, because I might move him into the other unit. It all might be a ruse. Okay, so special rules for this one. Because it's so dark, the night goblins get a special ability where they get to re-roll any missed shots. So the goblin archers get a slight advantage because it's dark. Not quite sure how that necessarily makes them elves, but who knows. The other thing as well is, so we've deployed already, which I'll show you in a minute, 12 inches in, and the night goblins also get to sneak forward D6 inches before the start of the game per unit. So that's quite cool as well. So anyway, hope you enjoy. This is scenario 1. As I say, there will be 2 others as well to follow shortly. And let's go.
Let's do this.
So pumped for this.
It's going to be good.
Alright, let's get on with it. Right then, so we have the idol of Gork and Mork there, been damaged by the dirty dwarves. There's the 10-man dwarf warrior unit, followed by 2 blocks of 20. The crossbowmen, and then the unit of iron breakers with the Thane with a runic weapon, which has +1 attack and plus.
He's just got that twice.
Oh, he's got it twice. So he's got 2 runes of fury on there, so +2 attack. So he's quite a potent warrior there. Okay, so that is the dwarf element. We then have the goblins, and this is after their D6 sneak move. So the wolf riders, just out, with the archers to their right. Odgit and his unit of night goblins are quite advanced up. If we just pan out there, you'll see that they're at sort of probably just shy of getting there in first turn. But going to be turn 2, they're going to get to that idol, so the dwarves are going to really have to motor. And then on the right flank, got another unit of night goblins, and then the 2 chariots. Okay, so again, because the goblins have snuck forward under cover of night, they get first turn automatically, and we shall start. So, end of goblin movement phase, turn 1. So the no charges to declare. Everyone passed their animosity checks, and they've managed to take quite a bit of ground with their initial sneak plus this first move. The chariots have moved into charging position for next turn. Night goblins up onto the hill. Odgit's unit has moved closer to allow him to effectively run out next turn. Wolf riders and the archers both moved up. So magic phase coming up. Okay, so the first thing Odgit's going to do is he's going to fire or cast Brain Burster on the unit of dwarves in front of him. Goes off on an 8. It's magic missile, so it will be 2d6 strength 4 hits. It goes off. 7, not enough. So that one doesn't go off. And he's then going to cast. In fact, he's not got anything else to cast because of the lack of Gork and Mork ability. So basically, due to the fact the idol is been knocked down, I don't have any access to any spell that has the word Gork or Mork in it. I do, however, because the energy is waning, I do add +1 to any wild test that I have to make. So that ends the magic phase and on to shooting. So the Night Goblins down here, I'm going to shoot at the same dwarf unit that I tried to cast against. So again, remember that so they normally are ballistic skill of 3, so needing 4s. They've moved and they're over half range, so it's 6s required. However, because it's night time, I get to re-roll misses. So we're looking for 6s, which we don't get any, and 2 successes on the re-roll. So strength 3, toughness 4, so 5s to wound, and no wounds. Same with the Wolf Riders. They are, you just double check the range on that. I think they're out of range for, yeah, actually no, scratch that, they've got spears, not bows, so ignore that. Okay, so that is the end of Goblin turn 1, and it's now Dwarf turn 1. So over to Sam. Okay, so Sam's moved the hapless dwarves into a position where Oddgit's fed Fanatics are going to get released. So the first Fanatic's going to go straight forward. 10. Can you just measure that for me? Okay. The next one. 6. So they're going to end up there, and then the next one, 9. Yeah, and it'll go there. Okay, so the unit's been hit by all of the Fanatics. So because they've had the mushrooms, they do 2d6 strength 5 auto hits. So the first Fanatic, 7. And these are strength 5 and no armour save, so toughness 4, so 3s to wound, and that is 5 dead. The next one, and a 7, again 3s to kill, only 2 that time, and then so we're down to 7 dead and 10 on the next one, and that's the unit gone. So 1 unit down.
Strength 4.
Okay, so even though the Fanatics have been released, Sam has decided that he can't afford to let the Goblin get to the idols, so he's having to move forward. So 2 Dwarf Warrior units, even though they've seen their dwarves fly up into the air from the assault from the Fanatics, they've moved forward. Crossbowmen are held and preparing to fire, and the Iron Breakers have moved towards the Goblins, but the inevitable chariot charge. Okay, so shooting phase.
Yes, so I think these crossbows,
Yep.
are going to shoot this chariot.
Okay.
So 5 shots.
Yeah, hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s.
Because we're in half range. 2 successes. Now you need to see what you've actually hit. 1 to force the chariot. And again with the other one.
Oh yeah, with both.
Okay. Okay, so we shouldn't have allocated the hits on the chariot, so it's just 2 successes, but Sam did roll the 4 and 6, so we're going to give him those. Toughness of the chariot was only 4, so it takes 2 wounds. So it does have 3, so it's got 1 left. And we'll just mark that there. Okay, so that is the end of Dwarf turn 1. Okay, so we're going to test on the Fanatics. So we've had charges declared by the Wolf Riders onto the red bannered dwarves, and then we have a double chariot charge into the Iron Breakers, are they?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's the charges. Both dwarf units held, surprisingly. So now this fanatic here, let's see what he does. 9 that way.
This way?
Yep. So he goes over to there and sits right in front of that other unit. And then this one here, 8. Ooh, that's going to go straight through, so it goes through and out the back.
Straight through, yeah.
And then the next one. Oh, that's not good. 8. Back towards myself and hits my own unit and comes flying out there. Oh, the joy of Fanatics. Okay. Yay! Right, so this could be quite dangerous. So let's see how this all plays out. Okay, so D6 hits on the blue unit of dwarves. Here we go. 5. And 3's to kill. And that would be 2 dead. And on the night goblin unit, 2. 2's to kill. Oh. Oh dear me. So
that's favouritism, that is.
No damage. They just created a path for Fred the Fanatic. Okay, so that's the Fanatics done. So on to moving charges. Okay, so we've got the 2 impact charges, so I'll roll them both at the same time, because it's not going to make a huge difference. Double 6, so that will do. So that's 14 impact hits. Double 1 followed by double 6. Gotta love these dice. So just roll that out. Okay then, so Goblin Chariot is strength 5. And here we go. Toughness on the dwarf 4. 4. So 3s. Take away the misses. That'll leave us with 8 saves to make. At -2.
So there's 7.
Yep.
So 5 ups.
And one more. Okay, so that is 5 dead dwarves.
Yes.
Okay, so combat, we have 3 goblin crew. And they are weapon skill 2, so 4's to hit. Again, I'll do these at the same time. And then strength 3, toughness 4, so 5s. 1 wound. This is combat, so what's your normal save?
It's a
3 up, so 2 up.
With a hand weapon.
Yep. And then the wolves, 1 attack each, and there's 2 of them on each one. Looking for 4s, nothing from the wolves. Okay, so the Dwarven General, or the Thane, 5 attacks, hitting on 3s.
4.
Okay, strength
is 4.
Toughness of the chariot is 4, so 4's to wound. 2 wounds, and the chariot gets a 5 up save, down to a 6 because of strength. Nope, so the chariot's destroyed, taking a 1 wound. And then your champion, 2 dice, 3s, both hit, and he's got a great weapon, hasn't he? Or are they not?
Nope.
Nope, just iron breakers. Okay, so
Strength 4.
Strength 4, yep, so 4s. 1, and needs a 6. Nope, so that's 1 wound on that chariot, leaving 2 remaining. Okay, so combat resolution here. The goblins did 5.
Yep.
The dwarves did 2. The dwarves have 2 ranks and a standard.
Yep.
And that's it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep, so do you have a musician?
I do.
So in the case of a draw, then the dwarves win the combat. So leadership check on the goblin chariot. Leadership of 6. Oh, unlucky, so off they go. Do you wish to chase after them?
No.
Okay, so 9. Okay, so the Ironbreakers pursue a whole 3 inches after the wolf chariot. Okay, over to the next combat over here. And we have 4, 5, 6 attacks for the goblins. And they are hitting on 4s. Okay, so all bar 1. And then strength +1 on the charge because they're armed with spears. So strength 4, toughness 4, with 4s to wound. 2 at -1.
So 2 5-ups. No.
Would have been 4-ups because you've got hand weapons, but
Oh, yes.
it still failed. So 2 dead.
2 dead.
And then 5 wolves. 3 hits. And then 4s, 5s to wound. 2 more. No modifier this time.
And what if I say 3s?
Yep. 1 more dead.
Another 1.
Okay, so that's 3 dead. So you get 2 attacks back with the champion and 1 with a soldier.
Yep.
You're looking at 3s to hit, re-rolling because of hatred. 2, 3. And they are strength 3, are they?
Yep.
4s to wound.
No.
Nothing. Okay, so goblins did 3 casualties. Both forces have a standard, and the dwarves have 3 complete ranks. So that is a draw.
I have a musician.
You do have a musician, which would sway it if I don't have a musician, but I do. So that is a drawn combat, and they hold. Okay, so end of
Goblin turn 2.
Goblin turn 2. Okay, back to Goblin turn 2, because we've just realised that with the pursuit of the Goblin Wolf Chariot, the Ironbreakers have got within range of the goblins here. So out come the last 2 Fanatics.
Yay.
Okay, so first Fanatic goes 4. Ooh, not so good. And then the next one, 5. Right. Can you measure it that way? Okay. Right. So the Fanatics are now in position, and now it is Dwarf turn.
Yep.
So with Fanatics in front of the Dwarf lines, they've pretty much held. The Dwarf Ironbreakers have moved back a little bit just to create a bit more of a gap between them and the Fanatics. The blue unit of Dwarves have reformed, and the crossbowmen are going to try and take one of the Fanatics down.
Yes.
So -1 hit as individual.
So hitting on
5s.
5s.
Plenty, so should be speared. And then the 2s to kill any one of them. Yeah, one Fanatic's shot to death. And that is the end of the dwarf shooting phase. So over to combat over here. Right then, so the wolves get to fight first as their initiative is highest. Looking for 4s, get 2 successes. 5s to wound, 1 success.
Normal armor save.
Yep.
So 3+.
Yep, saved it. We now roll a d6 and see who goes first. And the dwarves get to strike first. So total of 6 dice, including the champion. Looking for 3s, re-rolling for hatred. Okay, and then it's 4s to win.
Yeah.
Okay, no wounds. So the goblins, 6 attacks for the goblins, hitting on 4s. Re-rolling for hatred, which is a bit of luck. Got 2 successes and 1 wound, and saved. So this time the rank bonus of the dwarves goes in their favour, and with being the goblins outnumbered as well, that's going to be a -3 to the goblins. So we are within, in range of Odd Git, so we'll be able to use his leadership for this test. Okay, so 7 minus 3, 4 or less. Oh, unlucky. So off they go, the wolves. Oh, only 5. You might as well, well, just roll it because you might as well.
Oh yeah.
You've got to chase anyway. So I've gone 5. You get -1 to this, so you need 6. Yep, got them. You go 10 inches towards the marsh. And the wolf riders are hacked down by the dwarves. At least you come in range of my short bows. Okay, end of dwarf turn 2. So goblin turn 3. Charges to declare. There won't be any. So we will go on to rally fleeing troops. So let's see if we can rally the chariot. We need to get a 6 or less. Nope, so that's still heading off. 5 going that way because it's nearest board edge. Off he goes, still routing away. Right then, so compulsory moves. Do some fanatics. This guy down here, 5. I think he's hit the he's hit that. So he's gone smack into the idol and killed himself. That's one way to get rid of him. Left hand one. It's going this way 5. And then this one. Oh, double 1, but he was in the right direction. He dies. Gets a chain round his neck. And then down here, the friendly one. Let's see how friendly he's going to be this turn. 7 directly towards the other unit. Okay, so only 2 fanatics left on the table. Okay, so remaining moves. Okay, so movement wise, Oddgit has made the dash for the idol. This unit here is going to wheel around. This unit here is just going to wheel slightly. And the archers are going to shoot at the dwarves. Oh no, magic phase. So he's going to cast. What's he going to cast? He's going to cast Headbutt on a unit over here. So it goes off on a 7. 5, nothing. And then he's going to cast Brain Burster on the same unit. Looking for 8. Gets 8, so you need to try and dispel.
I'm going to chuck all of my dice.
Yeah, you might do it. Yep, done it. So no spell goes off. Shooting. 5 night goblins shooting at these guys here. So we're looking for 4s, 2 successes, 3 successes with rerolls because it's night time. And for some reason these goblins are better. And then we're looking for strength 3 versus toughness 4, so 5s. 2 damage, so 3 up save. I'll take it. Is it
4 up save.
4 up. Kill dwarf. Yay! Another dwarf dies. Okay, that is the end of Goblin turn 3, Dwarf turn 3. However,
Dwarfs don't get a turn 3.
it's the end of this turn. So
Oh.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Dwarf turn 3. However, Odgit is rummaging around in the idol at the minute. What's he looking for, Sam?
He's looking for a crown.
Yeah.
He's looking for the precious.
That's the one, the precious. Okay, after you, go for it. So, charge to declare. None.
No.
No.
Don't think I wanted.
It's time to shoot another fanatic then, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's kill another one.
Just on principle.
So 5s.
Go for it.
Oh,
Only the one.
Is that shooting or combat?
No, just combat.
Just combat.
Yeah.
And then a 4.
No, it'll be strength 4, toughness 3, so it'll be a 3 to kill him. Oh,
no.
he dodged it. went through one of the links in his chain. And at the end of the turn, the goblins win with the sudden death scenario victory, which is Odgit finding his crown, and as such, no animosity in the last game. There we have it, the Snatch. Right then, so scenario 1 over in the Idol of Gork, and Odgit managed to find the
Find the crown.
Find the crown. So the last battle in this series of battles. Orcs and Goblins. No animosity.
No.
Okay, so advantage now. Moving over to Sam a little bit on this one. I think this time it's 1,500 points each. The last one was 1,000 points. In this scenario, there is a convoy of weapons, artillery, war machines, as well as a runesmith on their way from Karazakarak to support Rugg Redbeard in his attempted domination of this area. However, the Orcs have decided that they're not going to put up with that and basically try and stop you getting there. Okay, so in this scenario, this is an ambush scenario, so Orcs will get first turn. Empire had to deploy first, and basically what will happen is we will have a assault on the road. That's not going to work because I'm going to have to edit all the shit out of that. So scratch that one. We'll start again. Like I said at the beginning.
So we do one.
Yeah.
Walk out, walk back in.
Yeah. Right then, so that was the first mission, which was the Snatch. Not the, got to say the. The Snatch.
Yeah.
So Odgit managed to find the crown of Gork hidden away there. He tucked it into his robes and ran off into the darkness. And as such, no animosity in the last game for the Orcs and Goblins. Okay, so in the scenario, basically that's where we're at. Okay, so there'll be a link below for scenario 2 in the Idol of Gork, which will be an ambush. So the Orcs will be trying to ambush a resupply of artillery and runesmiths coming from Karazakarak. So check scenario 2 out. Below will be the link. Thank you very much.